We begin tonight tracking heavy snow and major closures on Colorado's highways. Eastbound I-70 at Vail Pass currently closed. US 6 on Loveland Pass closed in both directions. Highway 119 between Nederland and Boulder also closed. Even I-76 in Brighton is closed after several crashes caused by icy road conditions today. The high country could be really getting so much more, like a foot by the end of the weekend, measuring it in feet rather than inches. Our crews were out on I-70 this morning between Georgetown and the tunnels, along with everyone else trying to get to the mountains for a long holiday weekend. Meantime, here in Denver, a foggy start to the morning turned to light snow showers moving into the metro, along with much cooler temperatures than what we saw yesterday. Some parts of the Front Range could see a couple inches of snow today. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Meckles. Let's start right away with 9 News Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen. So where do things stand at this hour and how much longer are we going for?
Yeah, the couple of things. We got about 6 more hours to go in the high country, and we have round 2 just starting to develop here across the Front Range, and that's going to take about 4 hours to get through the area. So heavy snow showers up into the mountains until about midnight. Here is that round 2 that I was talking about here, developing up to the north here. Some pretty heavy snow showers up from Longmont into Firestone into Fort Lupton. You can see this band stretching straight up here. That'll likely have enough momentum to carry its way through the Denver metro area. So we have one more wave of pretty decent snow coming here, and it'll be over by about 9 o'clock tonight. Here's a look at Colorado State University here. Just finally switched over to a flurry. So that band is just past the Fort Collins area, but everything from there in between is getting that heavy snow band. As far as the modeling is concerned, it is kind of picking up on that band, moving through the area here over the next 2 hours, really, in the Denver metro area. By 9 o'clock, all the snow showers are gone, but we're going to be left with a very cold night and icy streets likely all the way through at least mid-morning, maybe till noon tomorrow. I'll be talking about that coming up in the forecast.
Corey, thank you. The heavy snowfall comes on a very busy holiday weekend. Already one of the busiest long weekends for ski resorts, and not bad having a little extra fresh powder too. CDOT says President's Day weekend is actually the second busiest weekend along I-70. Last month, more than 1 million cars passed through the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels, which average about 34,000 cars a day. CDOT expects another 1 million travelers this month. And just this weekend, CDOT guesses nearly 180,000 cars will travel through the tunnels.
Thousands of travelers headed to the mountains to grab that fresh powder, but then we're getting the fresh powder at the same time, so it adds a layer of complications. We really encourage people, if you don't have proper traction or tread on your tires, you may want to get some snow chains.
Remember, you can get a ticket if your car isn't equipped for those mountain roads. The chain law goes into effect from September through May every year. And CDOT says this weekend is historically the second busiest weekend along I-70 all year long, only behind Labor Day. It's dangerous out there for first responders, too. A crash involving a CSP trooper forced an eastbound I-70 closure in Garfield County near Newcastle. CSP says the trooper was stopped and blocking traffic in the left lane while responding to another crash, and that's when another car rear-ended the trooper, forcing I-70 to close. Good news, investigators say nobody got hurt, and the highway has since reopened. We're also getting a better look at last night's rescue after an avalanche on Loveland Pass. The Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office has provided these photos. They took those photos by drone of the one car that they found that got trapped and flipped over. Thankfully, they said the driver was able to get out without being hurt. That is the good news. Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office says this happened at the Seven Sisters slide area near Loveland Ski Area. CSP says their best guess is that this slide is more than 50 yards wide and about 4 to 5 feet deep. This comes as avalanche warnings in the high country just expired. Those had been in effect since Thursday. The Colorado Avalanche Information Center says February is the deadliest month for avalanches in Colorado. Now, we did mention Vail Pass's closure right now. Vail's mayor says, especially on days like this, the weather issues are compounded by ongoing problems with truck drivers. 9 News reporter Rhea Jha joins us tonight to talk about why he reached out to the governor asking for help getting these truckers to actually follow the laws. Rhea.
Yeah, and truckers who don't chain up risk a maximum fine of about $1,100. But Vail's mayor says that's nothing compared to the massive disruptions when semis get stuck and shut down I-70 again and again.
It's happening every single time we are getting significant snow.
The laws aren't suggestions. But the mayor of Vail, Travis Coggins,
It's illegal.
says it feels like some truckers are treating it that way.
Every time there is a chain law that's in effect, there are truckers and commercial vehicles that are 100% not following the law and just gambling that they're going to be able to keep their speed. And 20 minutes later, they're stuck, and they're stuck for 6 hours. What drove us to write the letter was really just kind of a general frustration that seems ongoing.
This week, Mayor Coggins wrote a letter to the governor expressing deep concerns. He wrote, "Since November, we have consistently seen closures and accidents on Vail Pass during heavy snowstorms due to trucks losing traction and not using chains."
There's significant safety issues, obviously, from car accidents and just traffic jams and the inability for emergency workers to move safely up and down the highway.
He mentioned blocked ambulances, people stuck in cars, and even hazmat spills. But it goes beyond those safety concerns. Mayor Coggins cited state data showing I-70 shutdowns come at a steep price. Nearly $2 million lost for every hour. In 2024 alone, that highway saw 161 hours of full closures, adding up to a total loss of $300 million.
That's a significant sum. There also needs to be a significant repercussion if you choose not to follow the laws of the state of Colorado. Clearly, what we have in place is not working.
Mayor Coggins is now asking for stricter enforcement of the law for everyone's sake.
This is not just a mountain safety issue. It's an entire Colorado issue.
In a statement, Democratic Governor Jared Polis's office said they have taken action to ensure Colorado's roads are safer, and he's open to discussion on how the state can make travel safer for Coloradans. Rhea Jha, 9 News.
All right, Rhea, thank you. Back here in the metro, the city of Denver will extend its cold weather shelter plan through next Thursday. The city also just opened the Denver Coliseum to help accommodate people experiencing homelessness. Also, single men can head to the Denver Rescue Mission and women can go to Samaritan House. Both those shelters are on Lawrence Street. Also, there is a shelter for families that have children. That's at Urban Peak on South Acoma Street. The FAA says there were some issues with important radar equipment, and that was the reason for a temporary ground stop at DIA this morning. Officials say the ground surveillance radar system was experiencing some problems for several hours today. That ground stop went out just after 7. They lifted it by 8:30. Flight tracking website FlightAware shows more than 700 delays and more than 30 cancellations at DIA today. Not clear how many of those were issues with the tech issues or the weather this afternoon. Tonight, Boulder County Sheriff's Office is responding to reports of a dead body found on Boulder Canyon Drive. Deputies say the body was located in a hard-to-reach area, requiring crews to rappel to reach it. At this point, we do not have much more information, and no law enforcement agency has confirmed the identity. We do know that just yesterday, crews were searching that area for a missing CU student, Megan Trussell. She has not been seen since last Sunday. We have a crew on scene working to learn more about what's going on in that area tonight, and we'll be sure to update you as soon as we do learn more. Colorado Parks and Wildlife have now confirmed that a wolf killed a cow in Jackson County earlier this month. It's something that CPW and local news monitors very closely as we watch the state work to reintroduce wolves to Colorado. This particular death was first reported on February 5th. A wildlife officer investigating the death found that the cow had injuries consistent with wolf depredation. Investigators believe that the wolf is not collared and is not part of the state's formal reintroduction efforts.
It's what he did. He loved feeding the homeless. He loved helping people. He had a huge heart.
A family is stepping up to help feed people in need in our community. They're honoring the legacy of their loved one who died last year. Don't forget, you can watch any of our content on our streaming platform, 9 News Plus. Just download on your TV and you can watch for free.